Rwanda, the land of 1,000 hills. A country on the move. A country which, in the last decade alone, has seen such tremendous prosperity and growth that we have emerged as one of the premier economies in the region. Rwanda's growth hasn't been confined to any one sector. In fact, our economy is growing across all sectors, from finance to tourism, from exports to agriculture. This economic diversity has been a catalyst for investment, both internally and from abroad, helping to truly launch us into the global marketplace. Our cross-sector growth is a result of many factors, including strong leadership, good economic policies and practices, and the dedication and hard work of each and every Rwandan citizen. But perhaps, more than any one factor, Rwanda's commitment to technological advancement has been a catalyst for this growth. Be it through the National Fiber Backbone, the Kigali Metropolitan Network, the National Data Center, eSoko, or advances in broadcasting technology from the upper echelons of government all the way down to the simple citizen, Rwandan citizens have never before been so interconnected, so empowered to succeed in all aspects of business and all sectors of the economy. Our country is now wired end to end. Fast internet connections in our homes and workplaces are no longer a dream. Real-time business transactions and collaboration with business partners from around the world are now part of our daily lives. ICT infrastructure has brought us much closer to the global community. Yet, is there a downside? Is there some drawback to Rwanda's newfound connectivity to the global telecommunications networks? Yes. Connectivity on a global scale not only means unprecedented access to new ways of doing business, it also brings with it an unprecedented level of cybersecurity risk, the likes of which we have never seen before. In countries around the world, both developed and developing, cybersecurity experts agree, sound cybersecurity begins with security awareness. This video, developed by Rwanda Development Board's ICT Security Division in collaboration with international cybersecurity experts, is the first in a series of videos aimed at educating all Rwandan citizens on the risks they face when doing business or communicating online. It also serves as a premiere for the National Security Awareness Program, in which RDB will arm citizens with the information they need to protect themselves from cyber threats. Most of all, this video should remind every citizen, from the highest government official to the casual internet user, that each of us has a role to play in cybersecurity, that awareness of the issues at hand is the critical foundation upon which to build, and that every time we use the internet, each click counts. So, how has technology helped to spur the rapid economic growth of which we all are enjoying the benefits today? How has that technology contributed not only to Rwanda's prosperity, but also to risk? What are some of those risks, and what is Rwanda doing to lessen them? What can we do to protect ourselves? Why should cybersecurity be important to us? Discussions on the importance of ICT to the economy at large are happening at every level. Everyone from government officials to service providers to general citizens are talking about cybersecurity and working on solutions to the problem every day. This important dialogue includes key people responsible for ICT and cybersecurity within the Ministry of ICT, the Rwanda Development Board, the Rwanda Utilities Regulatory Agency, and private sector service providers. The central message is simple. General cybersecurity awareness needs to be raised. How has Rwanda's commitment to technology helped spur the rapid economic advancement Rwanda has experienced over the previous decade?
Rwanda has taken the orientation of considering information and communication technology as a cross-cutting sector which can enable the development of other sectors. And we see information communication technology, ICT, as a tool for socio-economic transformation. This can impact the development of the education, developing the required skills to sustain our economy, but also support entrepreneurship, support investment, but also support the development of a vibrant private sector.
ICT development has created global interest in Rwanda, and as a result, all eyes are on us.
The way Rwanda is seen today, both regionally, continentally, and globally, is a very aggressive and technology-savvy country. We're getting a lot of attention and interest globally, be it from an investor perspective, be it for socio-economic development perspective. And so today, economically and socially, Rwanda is positioned as a hub for technology in this region. Increases access in both ways. One is increased access for Rwandan citizens, businesses, and government to technology and tools that link them to the global networks. At the same time, this also means that the rest of the world has much more access to Rwandan citizens, businesses, and government because we operate in the same one global internet.
Yes, my name is Didier Murikiemfora. I'm in charge of the IT security division in the Rwanda Development Board. The ICT development has made a tremendous impact in the development of the country. ICT is everywhere. ICT supports different sectors, the financial sector, the government, and even the citizens. With ICT, most of the transactions that we are using today are enabled. People can transact online. An example that I can give is, for example, mobile banking. People are able to do transactions using phone or the internet. We have also several other services that have been enabled through the use of ICT. People can be able to purchase airtime, purchase electricity, and pay their bills. But also in the government itself, a lot of transactions are taking place. Financial management, information systems, we have emails, we have websites, and all of these are used as platform for information sharing and collaboration. So ICT is seen now as a tool that's really enabled each sectors to be able to achieve their own objectives.
We all see it every day. The ICT infrastructure has been strengthened significantly, enabling many new government and commercial services being offered online, such as taxes with RRA, immigration services, business registration, automated accounting, payments processing, online banking. If you haven't personally experienced the benefits of online banking, you should try it. The development efforts are translating into thousands of new jobs in the technology sector, increased economic activities, and improvements in the lives of everyone. Rwanda has positioned itself as the high-tech business hub of East Africa. We have never relied on technology as much as we do today. ICT is used for everything from critical government business, financial transactions, email, and social networking. This increased reliance brings with it increased risk to cyber attacks.
Relying on ICT to communicate, but also to do our business transactions. This is associated to exposure to risk, which we call the cyber threat.
The risks that are associated with this kind of access, both from within and from outside, is that the internet today is both productive but also a very risky environment. And it means that the more you increase access, it means that the more the potential risks of people for different reasons being able to access you, and if they have malicious intent, this could harm both productivity but also image of an organization and of a nation. And so we see globally increased security threats globally, both in developed and developing countries. And so increased access for Rwanda as we become more and more integrated in the global networks via the internet, the more the threat increases of malicious activity.
Rwanda's international status as a regional hub for technology and communications could be dramatically impacted by a serious cyber incident.
The potential impact of these threats to national economic development can be looked at from different levels. The first level is national security perspective. Rwanda is putting in place a lot of technology to help the government become more efficient and effective in terms of delivering services to citizens, to businesses, and to all other entities that we interact with. And so that means that a lot of information flows through these networks. It means that people are communicating and interacting and exchanging information through these networks. And so from a national security standpoint, that means there's a risk which we have to guard against in national security perspective.
Government officials understand the global scope of the problem. In order to combat it, everyone needs to understand the risk.
Anyone who uses ICT as a tool need to be aware of the risks and how it need to be protected against those risks.
All people, all citizens, from government to private sector, they can be aware about this threat and how they can mitigate them so that the information can remain secure.
My name is Paula Helen Safir. I'm a senior network security engineer in RDB IT. An employer, even if you go to an internet cafe, you need to secure your data. So even anyone in the country should be aware of that, of those threats and best practices.
I got a message pop out in my inbox about a lottery, and they were saying that I could win some money. So they requested me to give them the password. I gave them the password. So after they locked my email, so I couldn't access my account at all.
One time, my website called youmultitask.com was hacked. The system was down, and of course, my clients were complaining that, we are trying to access your website and we are seeing it's down.
I think it's not only ICT officials or ICT employees should be concerned. Anyone in the country, anyone who uses at least IT informations, they should be concerned about that.
My life depends on internet because I have much work to do on internet. I have things to do, sharing information with people. I do a lot on internet, so without internet, things are not going well.
I'd like to say that I use internet like 10 hours per day. Yeah, my life depends on internet.
But isn't cybersecurity just an issue for really technical people?
Okay, so one additional point I'd like to make is that cybersecurity, although it might be viewed as a technology problem, it's truly broader than that. It's not just technical controls that go into providing a good security posture for either an organization or an individual. It's a much broader problem, and it requires a much broader perspective to truly address. That begins with security awareness, which is the foundational mission for this program. And I think that from there, it enables users to understand what the risks they face might be, what the consequences of those risks could be, and through that understanding enables them to make best use of the technical controls that have been put in place, all the way from policy down to things like firewalls or antivirus or patch management or any of the various things that we've talked about so far.
That sounds like some pretty scary stuff. Should we be afraid to use the internet?
So the internet users don't need to be afraid about the different risks. Those are risks, but definitely there are solutions to those risks. and it doesn't require too much to be able to have a very good and safe experience on the web or by using technology. Everything starts with awareness, and we cannot stress more that it's the responsibility of everyone.
My company has partnered with RDB to implement a broad-based security awareness program to raise the overall security consciousness for the citizens of Rwanda.
We've talked about how all of us have personally benefited from the rapid advancements in technology, and we've also talked about how some of the advancement means greater personal risk. Now, we're going to turn our attention to the solutions to those problems. First, we'll discuss what the government and service providers are doing to address the problem.
My name is Antoine Sebena. I'm the acting CEO of Broadband System Corporation. It's a critical responsibility that BSC fully owns in terms of connecting different customers with different requirements. Cybersecurity at BSC is very important, and we're ensuring that all the customers that are joining our network we build the trust and confidence that we will serve them to the best of possible. So we have installed different type of equipment in our core network to ensure this security from upstream and downstream connectivity to the world, and we provide up to different customer various devices such as firewalls and other managed equipment to ensure that the traffic that is originating or that is coming to the client is fully secured.
Is implementing several different controls, both technical but also on the policy side. RDB is supporting the development of, talking about the policy first, we are supporting development of an appropriate policy that is used for the entire government. And we've been contributing also to the development of the legal framework. But also I'm talking more specifically also there are a lot of policies and guidelines which have been developed, specific programs that we're going to broadcast through the Rwandan TV and other medium to create this awareness of end users. So we're planning to use TV, radio, newspaper, website, and so on. So at least we can create this awareness of the different people who are using technology.
The government and service providers are taking your security seriously, but the solution starts with you.
If big telecom companies, as we are hearing in the news, are being attacked, are we prepared ourselves on individual level or on government level?
Everything starts with awareness, and we cannot stress more that it's the responsibility of everyone, starting from the simple user of ICT services, from the policymakers, the private sector, the government. Everyone has his role, everyone has his own contribution, because the efforts that are done by each one contribute to the overall security.
We will focus on public awareness, but also in a simplest way, teaching people how to protect themselves, how to understand the issue of information security, in order to make sure that there is data confidentiality, but also data security.
Changes are being made to provide training and cybersecurity awareness at all levels.
Education is very important, technical education, so trainings, and we support a lot of trainings of people in charge of ICT in the different institutions, but also we work a lot in awareness, creating awareness in different, every player, and this is not only for IT people.
Even if you have the best policies, you have practices where passwords are complex and they're enforced and things like that. If the average user doesn't understand what those risks are, they're not going to do the things that they need to do to truly protect themselves. Is to always ensure that they're doing what they need to do to protect themselves. They're taking good decisions in terms of how to protect their data. They're executing positive behaviors and really helping to foster a culture of cybersecurity.
We are trying to have users aware of not just clicking without reading. We're trying to have them to help them get that culture of reading before clicking, because sometimes they just say next, 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 and they don't know what they're doing.
As a lesson on that issue I've faced, I cannot any longer give my password to anyone. So to make my account be safe and secure. So I will keep changing my password so to keep the account be safe.
Until the people from their home, when they are using internet, they know about this cyber security threat. People need to start thinking about cyber security. People need to have the culture of cyber security. People need to be conscious with securing their information they own. People need to make sure they secure the cyber space they operate.
We can just protect our services by really knowing what you're doing.
Everybody should be involved in the security. You have to believe in the networks that we are in the services and contribute to the security of it by having a responsible behavior on the network. That is the message I will give to all the users to be able to protect themselves. This starts by just a simple thing as a password, having a not lousy password, not being lazy to change your password after a certain period. These are things that they teach, but most of the people do not do that. It's also passing by enterprise clients. Their IT have to check on a regular basis what is in the security bulletins and seeing these are the threats that are coming and be able to update their systems on a regular basis.
So, what can you do to become part of the solution? Watch out for more videos from RDB's Cybersecurity Division designed to educate you on avoiding the risks of email, the internet, wireless networking, and more. Get involved. Learn about cybersecurity. Do your part to protect yourself.
I would like to emphasize that everyone has a role to play, and it's something that if everyone plays on role, I will be able to succeed.
When you use the internet, think about what these 3 simple steps mean to you. Stop. Slow down. Don't just click without thinking. Think about the consequences and potential risks. Click when you are confident you are doing the right things to protect yourself. And above all else, always remember,
We're trying to let them understand that each click counts. When you click on something, know that there's something happening. It's not as if you was just out there.